Hey, y'all. Hey, what's up? Happy Saturday. So let's talk about why you should not download another money management app until you do the things that I'm going to share with you in this live video. So often I see that people who are ready to do better with their money, they are downloading these money management apps such as Mint, and YNAB, YNAB. You need a budget now. That's the acronym for it. Rocket Money, and all of these apps that allow you to manage your budget. But the question is why do you think that app is going to be any different than anything else that you have tried in the past with your money management if you have not already built a healthier relationship with your money? And that is the very first thing that you need to start focusing on before you go and download another money management app. Because without building a healthier relationship with your money, you are going to continue to do the same behaviors and do the same things that you have always done. And that is not going to help you. So let's talk about those first steps. But before I go too much further, tell me where you guys are watching from. Also, I am Michelle Richardson, financial coach, also known as the Play Money Coach, and I work with high achieving women who want to master and manage their money like a boss so they have more play money to do the things that they enjoy, like shop guilt free. Now, one of those ways that they do that is we first start working on them building a healthier relationship with money because we want this to be a long term, lasting result of them managing their money like a boss. It's not just a matter of, oh, let's create a new budget for you or let me show you some different ways that you can save. Those are all the things that you could easily Google or find on YouTube and you can do on your own. But if you find that you have tried all of those things and it's a temporary fix and it only works for a couple of months and then you lose the excitement and you can't stick with it, that means it's time that you start building a healthier relationship with your money because it's deeper rooted than just another strategy or another budget or another you learning more financial literacy, right? And one of that very first step is the awareness, right? Showing or realizing that you do not have a healthy relationship with money, or the relationship that you have with money may not be the one that you want to have anymore. You can relate to that, or if you're like, yes, I don't want this relationship anymore, put a one in the comments, right? Because that is the very first step, that awareness. And a lot of times we have money habits and we have money beliefs, and the way we think about money and talk about money, it's based on the way that we grew up or our experiences, the things that we've been taught. And we don't realize it that subconsciously this is what is happening. We think that, okay, it's just because I need a new budget, and not realizing that maybe your mother was a single parent and I'm going to use myself as an example. She was the person that everyone went to when they needed financial support, and she was also the person that would be upset after she gave them the financial support they needed. So if they needed to borrow $500 until next week or a month from now, whatever it may be, if she had it, she would give it to them, but then she would also complain later on. And that was something that I found in myself was happening as how I manage money and my relationship with money. I was the people pleaser and I used money to keep people around me and to keep people happy and not be upset at me and accept me. And really, what it did was it put me into a horrible financial space because I was looking to please everyone. And at the same time, I was resentful and complaining about the things that I did to help other people financially. So it took that awareness. It took for me to become aware that this was my pattern. This was my relationship with money and how it was affecting me, right? And it wasn't until actually later in life, probably like the last couple of years or so, that I realized where my money story or my relationship with money came from, the root of it, right? But going forward, I had to make the choice. So this is the next part. After you find you have that awareness of, wait a minute, I'm not able to save. I'm not able to pay off debt. I'm staying at jobs that are not paying me my worth. I'm not making enough money to be able to invest and do more things that I enjoy, like traveling and hiring a landscaper to do my outside work and all of those things. I'm not able to do that because I am putting other people's needs before mine, or I have been taught that I need to support everyone else financially if I have it. And that's not something that no longer aligns with what I believe and my desires and how I think I want to manage money. So that awareness and then choosing to then make a change, right? Where this is like the hard part. This is the part where people have a difficult time with, because it's one thing to be aware that yes, you're not managing your money well, and yes, you don't have a healthy relationship, and yes, now you know why you have the relationship that you currently have with your money, but now choosing and deciding to do something different, so that is no longer your money story or no longer the relationship that you have. Now tell me in the comments if you've noticed your current relationship, but for whatever reason, something is stopping you. Put in the comments, something is stopping me. Because that will help me know like where you are currently. But sometimes that is difficult, right? It may take a day, it may take a week, it may take some months, it may take a year or longer before you make the decision to do something differently about that. Because that's tough. It's going to require you to, one, probably have some difficult conversations with the people that are in your life that, if you were anything like I was, where you no longer could be that person, that go-to person for them financially, right? So how do you have those conversations and build up that confidence to where you can say no and not have all this stuff in your head telling you that you're greedy and you're evil and you're selfish and you're just not a great person because you decided that you don't want to help everyone financially, right? Also, how do you work through going to the next step of saying like, okay, now I'm going to take control and make those tough decisions that I need to make. Do I need to find a new job so that I can make some more money, right? Because sometimes we're in these positions or we're in these roles or we have that business that we've been doing for so long and we're comfortable, and in that comfortability, we get complacent, right? And then we also start telling ourselves negative things like, oh, no one's going to pay me more. I don't have skills that's going to allow me to make 40 and 50 and $100,000 more than what I'm currently doing. Oh, no one's going to buy my services. No one's going to be my client. I don't have enough experience and all these things so that I can be wealthy and make the money that I desire to make. We start telling ourselves these negative things, and then that stops us from going forward and making the moves that we know we need to make so that we can have more money to be able to build a healthier relationship with our money, right? And then the other thing that comes up is making those tough decisions, right? And looking at some of the things that you may have to temporarily sacrifice so that you can get on the other side of having more money and managing your money better and building a healthier relationship with your money. Now, those sacrifices, nobody likes that word. It's like, it's almost like, don't say sacrifice. Like, I'll just make more money, but how many times have you made more money and you're still in the same position, right? Like it's not just about making more money, because if that was the answer, then you would not still be in the situation that you are, the financial situation that you are, and still thinking and talking about and feeling about money the way that you are. More money is not always the solution, right? It's just one part of the solution. So now, really looking at what are some temporary sacrifices that maybe you have to make. Maybe you need to start telling your kids no, they can't have all the gifts, right? Or they can't have the newest whatever. Or maybe it's telling yourself no temporarily. Like, all right, we're not going to shop. how we normally shop. Maybe we will only spend $200 versus $1,000, right? Or we're not going to do DoorDash every single day. We'll do DoorDash 2 days a week, or we're not going to get our hair done every single week. We might get it done every 2 weeks, or we might get it done once a month, or we might stop getting our nails done for about 6 months, so that all of that money that we could potentially that we are spending, right, we could use to accelerate paying off our debt, building up our savings, start increasing our investments, and start putting it away so that we can travel more or do some things that maybe we were never able to do before because we felt like we didn't have the money, right? There's so many layers to money, right? And there's so many different things that could be coming up for each individual, each of us, right? But it's really important that you're aware, right, that of what your relationship is with your money and where is it coming from? Where is it rooted from? Maybe it's not from your parents. Maybe you had a horrible financial experience and you have some money traumas that you are like, whoo, it keeps popping up for me and I can't get past it, right? All of those things. That awareness is number one. And then choosing, making that choice to do the next step, make the big next step to start taking action to make a change and disassociate yourself from that if that is no longer something that you want to follow or what you believe. So, um, yeah, that's the first step, right? But then after you get through the first step, how do you do it, right? What is the next thing that you need to do? How do you navigate that? Well, that's when you hire me as your money coach so that I can support you through that, through the next step of that process, right? Because yes, we're going to look at the budget. We're going to create a value-based spending plan. We're going to get you saving and increasing your debt and planning ahead so that you have less stress about money and you're feeling confident and powerful about the financial decisions that you're making. But you first have to come to the awareness that you are ready for support. And then two, book your call, meetwithnashea.com, so that we can really look at where you are currently and where you want to be. And if I can support you for that, and if you're a good fit for my signature program, Radiant Wealth Accelerator, which is 3 months of us working together so that we can really start building that strong financial foundation for you and you can start building that healthier relationship with your money so that you can maintain those budgeting apps when you do download them, right? Or maintain that spending plan that we put together and it's no longer those quick fixes or you trying to like deal with the symptoms versus dealing with the whole disease, right? Not that it's a horrible disease, but dealing with the actual problem versus just giving yourself medicine to deal with the symptoms of the problem. So y'all book a call, meetwithnashea.com. And we will, you'll go through my process and we'll book a call. We'll get on a call and we'll talk about what it looks like for us to work together. So make sure you start looking at how can you build a healthier relationship with your money before you download another money management app, because I'm telling you, more than likely, it is not going to work. So later, y'all.